Good evening. My name is Robert, and I try things. And right now, I'm going to have to try to get my voice out of my headphones. But actually, there's no delay because it's not Bluetooth. Although, what I may be hearing, because this is not monitored, right? That's the wrong way to do that. Yeah, the ATR is not monitored. So there's not going to be a way to get my voice out of my headphones. Okay, so something between my headphones and my computer has crapped out. I think it's the cheap ass Wi-Fi Bluetooth card I got when I was in Kentucky. Almost anything else works fine, and these worked fine for a while. But what do I say? Last stream or something like that. Yeah, last stream, I was not able to get the headphones to connect no matter how hard I tried. And so I tried disconnecting them and uninstalling and whatnot. And guess what? They would not uninstall. Okay, my face, I feel like, is not getting enough light. There we go. That's better. Where was I? So they would not connect. They would not disconnect. I could not remove them from the list of my Bluetooth devices on my computer for God knows why. I finally was able to get them removed from the list, and now I can't reconnect them. I was able to reconnect one other Bluetooth thing when I tried. I haven't tried anything else because I don't really have that many Bluetooth things. And the other one that I do have, my other pair of in-ear buds, I don't really want to go through the pairing process. I don't actually 100% know how to put them into pairing mode. And speaking of those headphones, I gotta turn Bluetooth back on my phone. There we go. No, I don't need to connect to anything in particular phone. I just wanted to turn it back on because to connect them to the computer, I had to disconnect them from my phone because I'd been using them for something else. And so, yeah, shenanigans. And then if you've been around the last couple of streams, Johnny has had similar problems. I'll shout out Johnny in a minute. The new version of OBS 28, OBS Studio. It's Open Broadcasting Software Studio. The S does not stand for studio. Has been very, very unstable for me. It crashed a week ago. It crashed 3 times, just the program, and then it crashed my entire freaking computer once during the stream last Sunday. And then on Thursday, it crashed. Actually, I can check. Let me go and actually look when exactly it crashed it, like how long my stream was. Where is video producer? Oh, it crashed an hour in. No, it crashed. No, something happened 25 minutes in, and then it crashed an hour in. I'm going to... Okay, I'm going to have to do that over on this other screen. I was trying to do it on the screen that had the chat on it. There we go. Delete that one. And then I'll work on exporting and moving where I actually did the gameplay separately. Clay, I like how you like my going live tweets, but you're not here. Oh, itchy. Why are my ears always so itchy? My whole head feels itchy, especially when I'm streaming. So OBS has been very unstable. And so I rolled back to the previous version of OBS. Unbeknownst to me, reinstalling the old version didn't keep some of the plugins I was relying on for the stream, and so OBS was freaking the heck out and not able to start the stream. So, but anyway, I did that Sunday. I rolled back and tried it, and it wasn't able to start the stream. It told me my video drivers were wrong, and that was not the correct thing. It turned out that some of the plugins I was using for OBS Studio weren't there, and so OBS didn't know what to do. I just figured that out like an hour ago. No, like 10 minutes ago. 15. 20. It's later after 7 than I thought. No. Oh, wait. No, it was right as I was trying to start the stream. So yeah, like 10 minutes ago. That it needed these plugins that I'd been using previously. And I figured, okay, I'm just going to install the old version of OBS. The plugins didn't stick around, so I had to reinstall those plugins. Thankfully, I have come to understand that OBS is a polished turd, kind of. So I have kept the downloaded versions of those plugins, and I just installed them real quick. And now things are working okay. So that we can do things, hopefully, like this. Hopefully this works. It did not do the flip. I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh, I hope I don't have to redo those filters. That would suck. Okay. Anyway, why does the Twitch activity feed in OBS keep scrolling up? Whatever. Where was I? Anyway, we're hoping that we're going to have a more stable experience this evening for all of the 0 people that watch me. So we had the third of 3 so far. Contractors come by to look at our project to remodel here, and Contractor 2 and Contractor 3 were way better attitude than Contractor 1, so not going with Contractor 1. And then I have 2 others that I want to call. One is calling again because I filled out their thing and they're a big company, and so they probably it slipped through the cracks, and that's fine. So I want to call them and let them know, hey, look for that, because this is, potentially a good amount of money for your company. And then there's also one right around the corner that entirely by virtue of being a mile away, I want to give them a call. That is 100% of the reason that I want to give them the opportunity to bid this job. And it still irks me. It still irks me that first guy got all offended and changed his attitude so quickly when I said, we're collecting bids. You're not going to be the only person here. And what was I going to say? Because, if he's been doing this any amount of time, which theoretically he has been, then you understand that you're supposed to get multiple bids for a big project like this. It could be differences of thousands of dollars or months of time or ungodly numbers of headaches or just the quality of the finished work. What was I going to say? And so just the fact that he was so brusque, bordering on... No, not bordering, but he was just really brusque after I told him that. Yeah, that is entirely the reason I don't want to work with that guy. He could be the best contractor in the world. I don't want to work with him. I understand that it takes you some time, and time is money, to put together a bid. And maybe I could have said up front, hey, we're just ballparking. We're collecting bids, because it did take me until not long before he was leaving to say, we're having some other people come by to look at it. And yeah, theoretically I could have said that sooner, but that should have just been assumed. He should have just known that he was not the only person we were going to talk to and planned his time on putting together this bid accordingly. Because he said that it takes him 20 hours to fully price out a bid for a project this size. And I understand you don't want to waste several work days, because that would be almost 4 work days? Hold on. My math is bad. Almost 3 work days of time putting together a bid for a job that you might not get. I get that. He should have gone into something like this, if he's done bids before, with the idea of, okay, I'll get you a ballpark. And then if you say, okay, I like your ballpark, I like your body of work that I see on your social media or your website or whatever, then we can get down to more brass tacks and price everything out more exactly if we've got a pretty good commitment here. Because, like, you're not really going to sign anything until right before work starts. Anyway, he should just assume that he... Anyway. I mean, it's not like finding a contractor for a home improvement project is like finding a lawn guy just to come mow your yard. You can just take the first guy that comes by, and if you hear about somebody who's slightly cheaper or maybe slightly faster, or you like their personality a little more, then you can maybe switch to them. But for a project this size, it's a given that you're going to ask multiple people to bid the job. It's a given. And if the client doesn't do that, the client is stupid. Rant. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow is recycle pickup day. We have recycle pickup every 2 weeks. Honestly, okay. 80% of American garbage is packaging. And I haven't looked this up in particular. I do know 80% of garbage is packaging. I feel like 80% of that packaging is recyclable. And so only 20, what is 20% of 20%? 4? So, excuse me. 24% of our waste in our house is garbage that goes to a landfill. The other 76% is recyclable based on those numbers. So I personally could handle having recycle pickup every week and garbage pickup every other week, maybe even every 3 or 4 weeks. Really, the only reason I'm like, yeah, okay, I need to get this garbage can down here to the street is because I've got 50 pounds of cat litter in it because the cats piss so much. They are super hydrated cats. My cats are so hydrated, which is, you know, I can't complain about it because cats tend toward not being hydrated. They tend toward not drinking enough. And it can cause kidney problems in particular, and skin problems and lethargy and cleanliness in extreme cases if they're really dehydrated. It can cause problems with all those things. So I really can't complain about how much they pee because it means they're drinking a lot. But holy crap, it's so much. And like, so we have 2 circular litter boxes and one that's more square, but it's got rounded corners. One of these days I'll have to show you. In fact, I have a way to do that, don't I? I could show you with my phone. So we have 2 circular ones and one that's rectangular with rounded corners. And when they pee in the rectangular one, they pee in the back corners on top of the last time they peed. It's always back in those corners. There's like 2, 3, 4 pee clumps stacked on top of each other. And those are not, what's the word? They're fairly messy to scoop out. They don't, because there's so much of it together and they're separate pee unit times, they don't hold together very well. So they're spilling all over the place and on my hand. And like, I have to wash my hands anyway because it's a litter box. But anyway, like, it's a little bit of a complaint there, but yeah, Charlie is not in the tower. He has not been hanging out in the tower while I'm streaming, and I don't understand why. Where is he? Erilyn! Oh, okay. So you can't hear me because you have me muted. That's cool. Hi, Erilyn! Hi! Let's shout Erilyn out. Erilyn plays The Sims mostly.
Yeah, I always want to also. I am, unfortunately, I'm old and broken, so I'm broke. I make 0 money.
Erilyn has some chronic degenerative conditions, I think plural. So she's fairly unlucky as far as that goes, but she's a wonderful person, super entertaining to watch and listen to. I like seeing her, not internal monologue because you can hear it, but I like her talking to herself and to the game about the game. Because, like I said, she mostly plays The Sims. Occasionally, she'll play. Shoot, what is the other game she plays? House Flipper. She'll do. And then she hosts Words on Stream on her stream, and then she's also got the Pokemon community game in her chat. I have been tempted to add that to my chat, but it would seriously just be for me. And, you know, there's not a lot going on in my chat, so it'd just be like me trying to catch Pokemon the entire time I'm streaming. Where was I going? So, I love Erilyn, by the way, was the short version of that. Love Erilyn. And it's Erilyn, not Arilyn, like I originally thought. That's not her real name, it's her online name, and that's fine. Lots of people do that. I don't even know Splatap's. Actually, I don't know Erilyn's real name either. I don't know Princess's real name. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't know their real names. Johnny. I know Johnny's real name. It's Johnny. So tonight, before I get to that, I have had a lot of fun over the last couple of days watching Adam Savage's videos on his YouTube channel. It's called Tested. And the site is tested.com, but I think most of the videos end up on the YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the tested.com. Oh, it's Speak of the Devil. Hi, Princess. I was just talking about how I don't know your name, just like I don't know Erilyn's name. I know Johnny's name, though. It's Johnny. I don't know Splatap's name either. Just call her Zap. Actually, hold on. I saw her name in the Discord, but I think I effectively, when I told her, hey, I'm just going to forget I saw that, I actually forgot it. I don't remember what her name is. Good afternoon, Princess. Hold on. No, good morning. Good late morning, Princess. How is it? Are things there in the very early spring, late winter in Australia, in the land down under? Ebony? Oh, I'm allowed to know your real name? Oh, yes, I do know your real name because I accidentally blocked it on YouTube. It just seems like a fake name. That is like the most embarrassing moment of my entire streaming career, is that Princess was such a wonderful person. She kept trying to join my stream when I was streaming on YouTube for about a year. She tried 3 or 4 times and told me on Discord, hey, I couldn't chat. It wouldn't let me. I don't know what's going on. And I was so perplexed about this. Like, I wonder what's going on with her YouTube account. Is it something about her being in Australia? Did I do something? And eventually my brain made some connections way back to, did she accidentally get blocked? I did make Clay a mod. He may have accidentally clicked on something, or maybe I accidentally clicked on something. And so I went and looked in the block list on YouTube, and but aside from that, you're doing great. I went and looked back in the block list, and I saw her name, and I remembered blocking her because I thought the name was suspicious. And then I asked her on Discord or something, is this you? Or no. I think I unblocked it during the stream, and then all of a sudden, hey, there are Princess's messages. Happy Monday, Princess. I know. See, that's why I'm not an affiliate yet, because I blocked Princess when I was over on YouTube. It's just Princess is Princess, and she just makes these things happen. through no fault of her own. It's not like intentional. It's just I deserve it. So Princess, before you joined, I was talking about watching Adam Savage's streams and videos. If you're not familiar with Adam Savage, he was one of the hosts of Mythbusters. They had how many seasons? 10 seasons? 11? Something like that. Something like 200 episodes. And I think in one of their last episodes, they revisited their very first thing they tested. So if you're not familiar with Mythbusters, they took urban myths and tested them scientifically to see if they were total bupkis, potentially plausible, or totally true, or reasonably true, reasonably possible. And the very first thing they tested was a rumor they heard about somebody in New Mexico or Nevada, something like that, who had gotten hold of a JATO rocket, which is a little bit contradictory because JATO stands for Jet Assisted Take Off, but it's a rocket. It's not jet assisted, it's rocket assisted takeoff. It's for big planes on short runways to get going faster to get the lift that their wings need for them to take off. Like the big giant C-130 cargo planes on shorter runways need these rockets to go faster to get in the air easier. And somebody had gotten one of them and strapped it to his car and went flying. Like he hit a hill and went flying for like half a mile or something before he crashed and burned. And not really plausible. But then they revisited it later to see like, okay, what do we have to do to make that end result happen? I think they got it. They built their own custom rocket rig and attached it to like the frame of the car. And anyway, Adam, one of the hosts, has his YouTube channel and his streams, and he's just so much fun to watch as he tinkers around in his workshop. He's a super charming dude. He's 55. He had red hair. It's, he's older, so it's most of it gone white. You can mostly see it on his mustache where it used to be red, or still kind of is red. And, I've watched him build a lightsaber handle and some drawers. Just building some drawers for, tools. And one or two other things. I watched him put together a different organizing system for the tools for his industrial lathe. And like, those do not sound like interesting things to watch, but Adam is so fun and charming the way he talks to himself and to the tools and a little bit to the viewer. That I don't know, it's just really nice. It's Tested Com on YouTube. I'll go ahead and link it. I'm pretty sure that's right. Let me click on that and make sure. Yes, that's it. Just wanted to share that I've been enjoying watching Adam recently. So tonight, the plan is to finally pull something out of the backlog. In fact, I was supposed to have pulled up the wheel of games in order to decide what we're going to do. Pull this over here. Because something has changed in OBS that doesn't allow me to show it over my shoulder the way I used to. So whenever it decides it wants to load. There we go. We have a lot of options because partially because of breaks I've taken, but then also because there have been several weeks with multiple games in the week. And then a lot of the time on Sunday, I'm glad you think that's interesting. He's a really neat guy. I wish I could be Adam Savage, or at least be friends with him. What was I saying? Although he's old enough to be my dad. He's actually older than my dad. Who's there? Hi, Landon the Diabetic. Good evening. My name is Robert, and I try things. Pretty soon, we're going to use this wheel to decide what game I'm going to try tonight. We've got something like a dozen options because I have been lax in trying new things on Sunday. I've been trying kind of old things. You've been here before? Yes. Your name does sound familiar. Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday. Look at that. I appreciate you having followed as well. What was I saying? So we've got something like a dozen options for games, which we'll get to eventually. Before that, you see over my shoulder here, I've got a couple options for snacks to try. And for that one, I'll just have Google roll a D3 or something. We've got the garlic parmesan combos. We've got the, what was it again? Chocolate peanut butter bugles. And then cookies and cream filled marshmallows. It's not cookies filled with marshmallow. They're marshmallows filled with like cookies and cream. Not powder. It's like if you added a little extra oil to a chocolate bar and it got soft, you know? Or fudge. It's similar to the texture of fudge. I was thinking that earlier yesterday when I had a chocolate-filled one that I'd previously had on the stream. And then usually I would have a beverage option. Cookies and cream-filled marshmallow sounds good. It does. They all sound interesting. Thankfully, none of them sound gross. You do have the option of making me eat something gross if you do !store. What was I going to say? A month or so ago, I tried durian wafers. And I'll let you figure out which one of those is the gross one. Probably won't be hard. If you click on that link, you can go see descriptions of what all of those are. What about the Vegemite? So, Princess, when I asked you about how much Vegemite to put on it, you recommended 1 to try, and I ended up kind of over at 3. It was not just, scraping the bread with a little bit of Vegemite. I made sure that it was a fairly even coating. And then the cheese, and really all I could taste with is the cheese. And then I did try a little bit of the Vegemite just by itself off the knife. Didn't love it. I think I liked it better than what's the other one? Marmite. They're both back there behind my marble machine. But if Princess commands it, I will go make some toast again and try Vegemite again. Maybe without the cheese. I do have like 3 different kinds of cheese now. I've got like American slices, I've got Colby Jack, I've got Gouda, and I think I've got another one actually, and I can't remember what the other one was. Is it just like provolone? I can't remember. You almost have enough for Bean Boozle. You think Marmite is grosser? So Landon, if you stick around for, how long have I been live now? Oh, I can't see that number here. Wait, yes, I can. Oh, it should have done it already. Okay, let's, where is it? There it is. Let's have a raffle. Okay, it sent the raffle message twice. ! Join for the chance to win up to 5,000 try-its, with which you can get that Bean Boozle done if you really want to do that. If you really want to inflict that upon me, Landon. Got an ! Join. There you go. And if Princess doesn't join, then you are guaranteed to win. Princess. There she is. At the last second. The last 5 seconds. 7, whatever. Let's see what the results are. And I'm sorry, Landon. Princess won them all. You'll just have to stick around. She commands the Vegemite on toast. So Landon, you'll have to stick around for another, what's it called? Raffle to potentially win some more, or just stick around and you get X amount per whatever amount of time. Try it. Okay, so Vegemite on toast with or without cheese, Princess, is the question. Now, I do have to warn you, I'm going to have to leave for like 5 minutes to go and make the toast. I apologize for that. I have acid reflux, which causes mucus buildup in my trachea. It's not fun. It doesn't like hurt. My grandpa has had acid reflux for as long as I can remember, and he talks about how he feels like full and burny up to here and everything, and I'm like, I don't feel that. Maybe no cheese? Okay. You have diabetes? That's not fun. Are diabetes and reflex linked? Is reflex a common, what's the word? Co-affliction, I guess? That's not the right word, but it's what I'm going to say. With diabetes? I can imagine that it would be, just because things are imbalanced. No, but it's still not fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know diabetes isn't fun. Oh, man. And what am I trying to say? We had a cat, we still have this cat. When he was younger, we used to free feed him and his sister, who's here on her break. Hi, Ariel. I'm glad you're here on your break. Princess is here also. Princess has commanded that I go try Vegemite again. But you also have acid reflux. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, it doesn't hurt me, thankfully, except for the doctors, multiple doctors have seen in my throat, oh, yeah, there's definitely, what's it called? Obvious evidence of erosion and all of that from the GERD and whatnot, but I don't feel it for some reason. What I do feel is way down here at the bottom of my stomach, and I'll stand up and show you. Right under my solar plexus. When my stomach goes to growl, right before it does, while it's starting to tighten those muscles to make the gurgling sound, it feels like my stomach is trying to eat me from the inside. Like sometimes it's so bad, I'm like, and I have to sit there for like 10 or 15 seconds until it finally growls, and then I can go on about my day. Your store blocked Twitch on their Wi-Fi, so you have to use your shitty phone data, so you're only on audio right now? Why? I bet it was specifically because of you. Or no, there are other people at your work that stream, so it's probably because of all of you. Okay, so I'm going to take 5 minutes and go make some toast and put some Vegemite on it. I'll put the Vegemite on it in front of you guys. All I got to do is go toast the bread. When you were here, I was doing a Squirtle thing. Did I finish it? It was actually Bulbasaur, and no, I have not finished that. In fact, I was throwing around the idea of working on that some more tonight. If that's something you'd like to see, rather than playing a game, I could definitely do that. In fact, I started charging my camera battery specifically in case I wanted to do that. You do lurk in people's streams a lot on mute. Yeah, but you're not like sitting there watching streams instead of working. I know you're more responsible than that, so there's really not a reason for them to block that. I don't know. So Landon, if you'd like to see me work on Bulbasaur some more, I would be happy to do that. I've been thinking about that, and that's why I plugged it in. Oh, you do sometimes. Shh. Mum's the word. Okay, gonna go make some toast for, what's it called? Vegemite. So watch some clips. Oh, this room has a green screen. I like this person. They are a streamer. Look at that! So we found a streamer and kill it with fire. That is only appropriate that I kill things with fire. Start Katakana War. I feel like I have good momentum now. And I do want to spend more time on Japanese moving forward. Legendary Pirate King, Keyblade Master Alex. Alright, let's go on. That played right as I clicked on this room, and I'm like, why is the room farting? Thanks, Eric. Why would the devs put a fart sound in this game? It's like a serious game. What is this? But that would be really difficult. Oh, and then there's a Capro. Oh, murder chicken! I see it! I see the murder chicken. That's it, right? You were right. I knew it when I saw it. What the delay is. Yeah, I got it! What supposed to show up in my time? Content? Content? I am the content. Shout out to Johnny. I say, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Say, hey. What's going on? Okay, that's roughly 60 seconds. More bowls. More bowls. I should not have done that. Somebody's gonna clip that and it's gonna. And good evening. My name is Robert, and I try things. Today, I am trying to pretend, not even really pretend, that I'm not drunk. I have totally been drunk all day. I wasn't gonna finish the rest of this because I wasn't super happy with it, but it's way the heck better than liver and onions. Am I gonna resent you now, Ireland? No. That was all in good fun. But man. This sounds like a lullaby. Sounds like I'm gonna go to sleep. Maybe it's just the what are they called? Not a music machine, a music box sound type sound. Okay, I'm not going to sleep anymore. Yeah! I made the shot. I made the shot. I made the shot. 4 shot. Good job, shot. And it's raffle time. Exclamation mark join to win up to 5,000 try-its. So we're going to add points for shot. There you go. There we go. Shot has his 2,000 additional points now. Please be butter popcorn. Please be butter popcorn. Please be butter popcorn. Nope, it's the egg. And it's still kind of sugary too. Tell me something. How much do you know about Japan's samurai warriors? You might know a little bit, but I know more. And since I'm such a generous guy, you're a very pretty guy. Me being a teacher makes so much sense. Why do I want to know? Teacher vibes. Why do I vibe as a teacher? I feel like I vibe as a pedantic jerk. Like, no, this is actually how it goes. I have returned. Hi, Axie. Good evening. Oh, I forgot that was there. Okay, let's see. What did I miss here? Okay, yes. Ariel became a manager, and she's going to be managing on her own soon. That's awesome. And then, yeah, me singing karaoke. That was Splatzapp's fault. That is still a redeem. You can make me sing badly if you want to. Oh, yeah, I got to grab the Vegemite. Hunt. I've been curious about that one. Not curious enough to actually get it because it looks kind of scary. Okay, so Princess, that's how much Vegemite came out of here last time, if that tells you how much I had. So, okay. I'll start with less, and then Princess can tell me more if necessary. Necessary. Thank you, Landon. By the way, I brought down Bulbasaur cross-stitch if we end up deciding that I'm going to do that. So there's not really a good way for me to spread this for you guys to see because gravity. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to try to do that because I would just make a huge mess all over my keyboard. I'll spread it down here and we can show it to you once I'm done, Princess. A little, well, I don't know. Okay, so Princess, this is about the level 1 that I saw. Ish. Maybe it's a 2. When I did it, I did a little bit more than this. Should I do more, Princess? Because I feel like I said, most of what I tasted last time was the cheese, and I feel like this time I would mostly be tasting the bread. I would lean toward doing a little more, maybe double that. Been doing the Bulbasaur for months. Let's see. So actual sustained working time. Well, I already got some out, so I'm going to put it on there. Actual sustained working time on the Bulbasaur cross stitch is probably something around 45, 50 hours ish. But that has taken me like 5.5 years. Oh no, I didn't put butter on it. No, Splats Up, I'm not affiliate yet. Let me run and get margarine. Splatty Zappy! Yep. Just got home from work not too long ago. Happy Sunday work hours. At least they were regular daytime work hours. So Landon, to answer your question, I've kind of been working on it for about 5.5 years. That's a little bit depressing to think about. My goal earlier in the year, in like the spring or early summer, was to finish it by my birthday, which was a month ago. Okay, so I got most of the Vegemite off the, what's it called? The knife is what it's called. And let's spread some margarine here. We use margarine entirely because it's easier to spread than real butter. That is the 100% of the reason for it. Not anything to do with health or vegetarian, veganism, anything like that. It's 100% because it's easier to spread. You work Sunday through Wednesday? Oh, so you have a similar schedule to Clay. His Wednesday and Thursday are Friday and Saturday to him. Or no. Also, he works at night. But hold on. I was talking to him on Thursday, and he said that was his Sunday. Yes, Splats Up. I'm trying Vegemite with butter. So let me set this knife aside. So, Princess, this is backwards. I put the butter on top. What'd you get exposed about? You did your own watch. I don't know. It's fine. Watch for however long you want to. That's the freedom of being a what's it called? A consumer. You consume whatever you want, however much of it you want. Okay. So the toast has cooled, which is probably normal by the time people get around to eating. Ariel, that's a lot of time. Gemstar, this is Vegemite with margarine. And that actually has made a big difference. Princess, you Australians are kind of onto something. I don't know where that emote's from, but it's funny. Is it one of yours, Gem? That is way better than last time. Now, Princess's reaction right there. I like it better than last time. your thinky face, one of 3 emotes you actually completed for yourself. Do we like? So, based on Princess's reaction there, although actually she may be very delayed, but the OMG reaction there, I am thinking, I have a doubt in the back of my mind about Vegemite and Marmite, which is back there. It's the British version, more or less. Is that they were invented and marketed solely as, what's it called? A prank to the rest of the world. Because I don't think I've ever actually seen an Australian eating and enjoying Vegemite myself. I hear them talk about it a lot, and there are a lot of people around the world who have tried Vegemite because Australians supposedly love it. And so I have this doubt in the back of my mind that Vegemite is not a real Australian favorite. It's just a prank to the rest of us. Okay, so you see the Vegemite jar here, Zap. Let me go grab the Marmite. Do those not look eerily similar? Hold on. I gotta get some stuff out of my way. Check your step counter app and you still have 3-4 hours left and you put in 9,000 steps today. Ariel, you work hard. Good job, boo. Okay, I guess the best place to set those is over there, and hopefully the knife won't fall. So Princess actually loves Vegemite. If we ever could see Princess, I would want Princess to prove how much Vegemite she puts on her toast. But that's not going to happen. So yeah, Vegemite is yeast extract, and Marmite is also yeast extract. Splatzap to answer your questions. So they're very similar things. Marmite is more gooey. It's more like molassesy than Vegemite. It's got more of a like liquid syrupy content versus Vegemite is more closer to a butter, a spread. Hey guys. I do want to say we don't want to compete about how overworked we are. Okay? Marmite is like, ew. I don't remember well enough how Marmite tastes to be able to make a comparison. You can literally eat a spoonful of Vegemite. That's how I feel about peanut butter. In fact, I can eat multiple spoonfuls of peanut butter. That's why I got fat. Well, fatter. Store. There you go. What was I saying? But yeah, Ariel and Zap, especially Zap. Ariel's isn't quite as bad, but it's still not great. We should not be bragging about how much Daddy Bezos exploits you, Splatzap, and how many... Yeah. Yeah, make sure you eat enough and rest enough. You got to make sure you rest, Splatzap. Don't pull the college thing and get like 3 hours of sleep. Dare me to eat a spoonful? How about if and when I make it to affiliate, that will be my celebration stream when I make it to affiliate. Turkey and cheese sandwiches, or just turkey and cheese. That's what I've been eating a lot of this week to try to not eat so much of everything else. Landon, do you live elsewhere in the world outside the States? Done. Miss opening at Starbucks because you get like 6,000 steps before noon. I just don't miss working fast food or dealing with the... Okay, so you're in the States. Okay. Yeah, I just don't miss dealing with the public. Dealing with chat is much more pleasant to me. Well, okay. I don't miss dealing with people coming in and having demands of me that are typically unreasonable. Princess's demand of me eating an entire spoon of Vegemite. Now, Princess, we have to define how much is a spoon. because to me, a spoon of like peanut butter is roughly a tablespoon, which, hey Google, never mind. You can't really convert a tablespoon to grams because it's going to be different based on what it is you're measuring. A teaspoon? That's how much you eat? Okay. Okay, I can shoot for that. So if I make it to affiliate to celebrate, I'll have a spoonful of Vegemite. You generally like working at Starbucks? I can sort of see that because it smells really nice. I got to remember like 3 or 4 things to talk to you guys about. A comfy level of chaos. Landon. Oh, princess eats a tablespoon. I'll eat a princess amount. Landon, the liver and onions. Okay, so on the Bean Boozled, there is a brown colored one, or a pair of brown colored ones, where the options are cappuccino or liver and onions. The very, very, very first one of these I tried was liver and onions, and it is literally the grossest thing I've ever tasted. I will never be the same after having tried the liver and onions Jelly Belly Bean Boozled. That was literally the grossest thing I've ever put in my mouth. Yes, it was terrible. I've also gotten the barf flavored one out of this twice. That one's really bad too. Those are the worst. Those 2 are the worst. I have not gotten Old Bandage. I haven't gotten toothpaste. I haven't even gotten either one of the dirty dishwater or birthday cake. But yeah, liver and onions and barf are the worst. So when I was upstairs talking to Paige, I remembered that, so she went on a work trip last week to Ohio, middle of Ohio. And I think the night before they came back, they went to dinner. And it was a barbecue place, and it was great barbecue. She loved the barbecue. And with the barbecue, leave it to barbecue chefs. I'm going to call them chefs. Fries and gravy is good. That one I could probably get behind. There was a dish at Radius Brewing Company down in Emporia, which is an hour south of here, is where we used to live. They had a what's it called? A brunch poutine, which was their super amazing, awesome fries. Best fries I've ever had, honestly. If you're ever in Emporia, Kansas, which there's zero reason for anybody to go to Emporia, Kansas. Well, it's not really poutine. Not exactly. But there's no reason for you to go to Emporia, Kansas unless you work there or grew up there. This isn't real poutine, though, Splatzap. It was, so they're super amazing, well-seasoned, crispy fries with scrambled eggs, crumbled, cheese, green onions, and a white country sausage gravy. And yeah, that's some good stuff. I've never had real poutine with the brown gravy and the cheese curds. Never had that. I don't think I'm far enough north to really find any. I did see some Tim Hortons when we lived in Indiana, which is almost straight east of here. Like, did not go north or south to get here, I don't think. Maybe we came a little bit north to get here, which is also surprising. Yeah. I worked at McDonald's, Gem. I won't eat there because I worked at McDonald's. Raffle time! Exclamation mark join to one up to 5,000 try-its with which you can do things. Ariel Bean Boozled me. I forgot about that. Okay, got to remember that. Does Tim Hortons serve poutine? A rural diner you stopped at last week that sold something called pigtails. Interesting. Landon, make sure to join the raffle so you can have try-its and Bean Boozle me yourself. Oh, God. I did the motion of it and it stinks. Okay. Let me do the Bean Boozled before I forget to do that. You don't have Tim's in Pennsylvania. You don't have Tim's in Pennsylvania? Is there some kind of local competitor? What's clipped? I realized that was an embarrassing face as I made it, but I was hoping people would kind of gloss over that. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I learned like a week ago that Pennsylvania and Ohio share a border. Didn't know that. Okay, so we're going to do our Bean Boozled. It always gives me more than one out of here. So, Ariel, I will give you the option. I got the brown one, which is either cappuccino. Okay, yeah, which one? Which one? Brown or blue? Cappuccino / liver and onions or Tutti Frutti / toothpaste? Ariel, you Bean Boozled me. Blue. Okay, thank you. Thank you for saving my life. If I have a heart attack on stream because I eat liver and onions again, that'll be par for the course. Okay. So this one, no, but it's not Tutti Frutti. It's berry blue. It's either berry blue or toothpaste, neither of which is going to be very bad to me. This is probably the best of the worst. And honestly, I'm already smelling mint, so it's probably the toothpaste. No, it's the berry blue. Blue raspberry, yum. Oh man, someone's going to clip that too. I'm just so relieved. Ah, that's such a relief. But even the toothpaste wouldn't have been too bad. Not compared to liver and onions. Okay, so the story I was telling about the barbecue place. Store. There you go. You'll get it eventually, Landon. So Paige was having barbecue, and it was good barbecue, but leave it to barbecue chefs to try to smoke every damn thing in the world. They had a cocktail called a Smokin' Bullet, which uses bullet bourbon, Bulleit. It's somebody's name. It's not actually named after a bullet. Use bullet bourbon and Coke, which has been infused with smoke from their barbecue smoker. Like they get the what do they call them? The fountain cola syrup packs from Coke, and they put it into some kind of container, and they run a tube from their smoker that's smoking their meat into the syrup for about 6 hours, which is probably less time than they smoke most of their meat. And they said they told Paige that it took them several months to get the amount of time right. But they run this tube, and they've got the smoke bubbling through the syrup for about 6 hours. And so they put that into their fountain machine, and I think there was one other ingredient. And then they've got the bullet bourbon, and Paige loved it. And so I'm like, I wonder how we could maybe recreate that here. We've got liquid smoke, which granted tastes really, artificial. So maybe that wouldn't be the greatest idea, but I just wanted to tell you guys about that. And Paige, if you can hear me, or I'll just text her. What was the name of that restaurant? There we go. We'll see if she texts it to me later. And then also she found another place with a nice cocktail that she really liked that has amaretto, pineapple juice. Where did it go? Rum, triple sec, amaretto, and pineapple juice. And so that is her new favorite drink. And so we have to get the ingredients for me to be able to make that for her here. Yeah, the Vegemite with the butter, the margarine was perceptibly better. Okay. So now what we get to decide is whether I want to spin the wheel to play something Or if we want to work on Bulbasaur some more, because, yeah, camera battery's fully charged. Can grab that, work that for a couple of hours if we feel like. Last night you were at a place where they had a mule made with jalapeno vodka. So you kind of lost me at mule because I don't like ginger beer. And then the jalapeno, that's double gone, double gross, double. So it's not even just that I don't like spicy. Cult of the Lamb, no. How much does that even cost, or is it a free game? Also, no, it's just really not my style. Splatsap, I'm sorry. Also, like, everybody I know has been playing it, or half the people I know. Minecraft. I can't buy Minecraft. I don't have monies right now. Landon says Minecraft. The closest thing I have to Minecraft is Ark Survival Evolved. That's the closest thing I have. In fact, I started playing Ark Survival Evolved because Splatsap was playing Minecraft, and I thought, you know, it'd be fun to like collect things and build stuff and tame things. Stray. I don't have money for Stray either. So play a horror game. What is wrong with you people? So Paige and I have Minesweeper. Is that even a thing on Windows 11? It doesn't look like it. I could go play it online. There it is. I could play Minesweeper. Solitaire. Is that the oh whoa face? Yeah. What is going on? I am not feeling this music right now. Hold on. There we go. That's better. It's called Hank's Texas Barbecue in Columbus, Ohio, that has the smoking bullet. Let's see if I can look that up. Meh. That sounds like my kind of place. Because Ohio is not a bad place for barbecue. And Texas is not a bad place for barbecue. Okay, Hank's Texas Style BBQ.com. I'll go ahead and put that in chat. Just for fun. Jem is going to be in Columbus next month. Splatsap can't feel music, but she can for sure hear it. I can feel music. I have a subwoofer. Do they have vegetarian? I have very serious doubts. Slender, the 8 pages? I don't even know what that is, but that sounds scary. Okay, menu. Let's see what we got. No, go away. Okay, so they have vegetarian options. So they got smoked almonds, a pimento cheese dip, bottle caps, which it looks like are jalapeno slices, tempura fried jalapeno slices, pickle chips. Okay, loaded tots have bacon, so I wonder if he left the bacon off that, if they'd be close to vegetarian. Fried green tomatoes. Okay, so this is way more vegetarian options than I originally expected. They have poutine! Huh! Well, it's Ohio, I guess. 10 plus 9, 20, what? You want to eat what? Fill me with bottle caps. Anyway. Braised brisket quesadilla. Interesting. Chicken wings. Okay, sandwiches. I'm not seeing... Oh, there's a smoked portobello sandwich. That actually sounds awesome, Gemstar. Let me just link this directly in the chat. There you go, Gemstar. That sounds awesome. And then they have a chicken salad sandwich if you're, like, not pescatarian. What do they call it? Play muck. What is muck? What's muck? Survival roguelike. Collect resources, find items, and build a base to survive for as long as you can. So is it like Hunt but crappy? Who's your daddy for $3.99? Okay, so I needed to explain the situation with money. So Paige and I have a thing going on called Fun Money, where it is hot but crappy. So it's just like what's it called? Not Squid Game. What's the free one? Crab Game? Yeah, Crab Game, which has all the Squid Game games in it. Anyway, so Paige and I have a thing going on called Fun Money, where we've got, she makes all the money. Number one, she is the breadwinner. She is the sugar mama. Made by the same person. And so, we've got our expenses, we've got our savings, we've got, mortgage and bills and things like that. And separate, and groceries, and separate from any of that, each of us gets $75 a month to spend on whatever the hell we want. I could spend $75 on, 100 jars of Marmite or Vegemite if I felt like it. If I wanted to buy 100 jars of Vegemite with my $75 of fun money, I could do that, and Paige could say zero about it because it's my fun money. If Paige wants to save up her fun money for a year and then buy $700 worth of cosmetics that she's never going to use, I could say zero about it because it's her fun money. So, I saved up my fun money for a while for about $1,000 worth as half, more or less, of the payment for my computer. Okay. Saved up about $1,000 to pay for my computer. And then the other $1,000, I'm sort of paying back with 2/3 of my fund money. So I'm actually only currently getting $25 a month to spend on whatever I want, because the other 50 is going towards paying off the rest of the computer, which is going to take about 2 years. Oh, you're welcome for exploring the menu, Jim. I was curious about it too. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised that they had that smoked portobello sandwich. So yeah, it would have taken forever to save up enough for a new computer, and I really needed it for streaming. But streaming is a hobby. Streaming is definitely a fun money thing for me. I don't know if they have anything gluten-free. I bet you could get that portobello sandwich with like a lettuce wrap. But what if I start making money on Twitch? Let me know when that happens, Zap. Let me know when that starts happening. If I start making money on Twitch, that can also be fun money, I guess. We've tossed around the idea of me getting a very, very part-time job. The problem is I need it to be like very, very part-time, like 8 to 12 hours a week. Nobody wants to hire somebody for that amount of time. Not even fast food. Working one shift or 2 half shifts. What's the point of hiring somebody for that? You'd spend more doing the paperwork than they would earn, you know? So yeah, if I started making money on Twitch, it'd be nice. Starbucks might hire for 12 hours a week. Where's the closest Starbucks? Oh, there's actually one not too far away. It's right around the corner. Right across the street from McDonald's, actually. Gonna spoil this here. You got a brand new mic, arm, pop filter, and everything. Most of it came in the mail today. Cool beans. What kind of mic? What is it? It's probably better than this one. All of it was paid for by the money you made on Twitch. Yeah, see, Zap, you're a cooler person than I am. Like, we can't even argue that. Zap is cooler than I am. So this mic and this arm I actually had from my previous job. Got it for my previous job. So about 9 months of saving. Okay. But what was the mic? Like, I'm so curious about which one it was. Where was I? So yeah, I got this for my previous job because I was teaching, and SplatZap said, yeah, I can see you as a teacher. Last time I said that, and I'm like, no. Teaching children would be bad. They wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. Be bad. Thank you, Landon, for the clip earlier, by the way. Okay, so for real, though. Okay, so for Muck, I'm not sure I actually want to add this to the rotation because I already have 12 other games that I'm supposed to be playing. Theoretically. The Elgato Wave 3. Okay. And so that's got like the fancy what am I trying to say? The fancy Elgato software with it, right? And the funny little knob that does cool things, I think. Yeah, Landon, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about Muck, but I do have a whole bunch of things that I should be playing. Starbucks is trying to enforce a thing that employees need to have at least 18 hours a week of availability and then to need to work a minimum of 12, and yet your manager is not obeying that. Where was it? The one Starbucks store that unionized and then everybody got fired and then the court said, no, you have to hire them again. That's probably a really awkward situation. Going back to a place that's like, no, you can't work here because you want decent wages and representation. And, you know, we're being forced to take you back. They're going to find every excuse to get rid of those people. Anyway, I have completely lost my train of thought. It just got completely derailed. I don't know what I was talking about. My first instinct is to lean toward working on Bulbasaur, actually, because Landon gave me an excuse. I thought about it earlier as I was setting up for the stream, and which is why I plugged in my camera battery. And that desire has kind of grown. So that's what I'm leaning toward the most. Unless multiple people want me to actually play something. Now, I will say that I've been looking at computer screens a lot lately and playing GameCube games on an emulator. And so, like, when I get up and go and do things about the house, the difference in frame rate, I guess you'd call it, the difference in perception between watching a 20 frames per second game and then going to real life where my eyes perceive somewhere between 30 and 60 frames per second, images, whatever you want to call it. It's like I'm walking around with like 4K 60 vision. It's super smooth and even versus the video game. Anyway, Landon, yes to what? Yes to the Bulbasaur? That's what I'm hoping you're saying yes to. I really have not made very much progress. Now, Paige asked me to send some progress pics the other day so she could show it to somebody. Actually, I need to ask her who it was supposed to be. Yes, Landon. Words. Use your words. Yes to Bulbasaur is what I'm going to take that to mean. I'm pretty sure that's what you mean. Let me grab the battery for my camera. All right. Ooh, oh, nope. Don't knock things over. Yes, Bulbasaur. Okay. All right. And then... God, I hope I don't make a huge mess over here. So I got this fancy, so this is an HDMI cable right here. And then the camera, Bulbasaur, no, you spelled it correctly. As far as I can tell. Landon, we've been over this, it's store. And then the camera has a mini HDMI. So let me show you the difference here. So here's regular HDMI, here's a mini HDMI. And then here is a micro HDMI, which my camera doesn't have, but it's a thing. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to have to play with some settings here because I went out shooting the other day, and so I changed sensitivity and frame rate and things like that. 60, 5.6. Let's go up one more step in ISO. Okay, theoretically that should show up well. Yes, I do have a game capture device. Got the, what's it called? The Elgato HD60S. So, gameplay, capture card. Okay, cool. Live view. Okay, that is not bright enough. Interesting. Oh, it's probably the aperture setting, but I don't want to change that because as I zoom, well, even as I zoom, the aperture changes. You see how much of a mess my desk is, by the way? Okay, so I either need more light or fewer frames or more ISO. I'm going to go with more ISO. That's better, but still not great. Okay, let's do some more light then. Honestly, that's going to have to be it because that's about as good as I can get it. Hi, Era. Sorry. Good evening. Okay, I can't see my preview. There we go. All right, so let's get this set to where we're actually going to show you what I'm working on. I've got so much crap on my desk, guys. Okay, so I don't like that sound. Just got out of D&D. How'd it go? Okay, so I'm going to work here, theoretically. Well, maybe more like here. Which direction does this need to go? Nope, wrong way. We all do what? What did I say? Probably said something self-deprecating or something. Okay. So I saw a post on Reddit where somebody was using... Oh boy. Nope. No, okay, F11. There we go. Somebody was using a... made a lot of progress, but the boyfriend kept being too quiet, and he would get louder if you said something, but then the next sentence would be all too quiet again. Oh, we all have too much stuff on our desks. Yes, it is the human condition. So I'm a member of the cross-stitch subreddit, and I saw somebody post a picture where they were using a chip clip to hold their excess fabric, whereas I have been using like pins up in the rolled up parts. That still does not seem like enough light. Okay, hold on. That's better. Definitely have too much stuff on your desk. You tidy it, but it keeps coming back. Yeah, same. Okay. Kitty? Oh, did you see one of the cats? Oh, yeah, there's Charlie. Charlie. Come here, little man. Come on. I could pick you up if you want. Or not. He got scared by the chair. Zing-a-tig-it. What? Look at his little nose. Charlie's our youngest. He's a little over a year old. Let's see. We call him a year in May, so June, July, August. So yeah, a little over a year old. Normally he's the one who shows up when you do the kitty cam. Oh, come on now. Okay, there we go. Normally he's up there. He hasn't been there much recently though, and I don't know why. There it goes. When your kid was a toddler, he said, "Izing for Orge." What? I thought my family had some weird ways of pronouncing things. My dad used to call, was it my dad? Yeah, my dad used to call an orange a note. Don't know why. I have no idea where it came from. Man, I haven't done this in forever. Oh, that's right. I was going to change the category. We'll change it to art because technically cross-stitch is a form of art. Kind of analog pixel art. Gurgage. Ijij. Paschetti. Okay, Paschetti I can sort of get. And then, by the way, that skipping sound was the song. Like, it's part of the song. Oh, so all the writing on here is from ESO and Zelda. Have a kitten named Cuddles. The reason she's called Cuddles is because she always sleeps with you. It's adorable. Yes, that is the perfect reason to have a kitten named Cuddles. And then Kitty was Tiggy, and orange kitties are your favorite. So all these years later, you go into toddler mode and squee about orange kitties thusly. Okay, let me scroll back up and read exactly what that was. So, Ijinj. Okay, that makes sense. Ijinj, sort of, for orange. Ijinj Tiggy. Charlie is an Ijinj Chiggy. Did you know that all ginger cats are tabbies? Even if they're piebald, the underlying pattern where they are not white is a tabby. All gingers are tabbies. You won't find like a solid orange. Cats are superior. Depends on who you ask. Depends on their experience and their temperament. I had both for a couple of years. And I found out that while I love dogs, I love them the same way I love children, in that other people's are better. I like petting them and loving on them and having the energy and the rubbing and the love and the play and all of that for short periods. I don't like having it incessantly, insistently, constantly pressuring me. Okay, so you might be able to see another cat. Nope, he went out of frame. That's James. By the way, prior to parenting, your favorite toddlerism was Lello for yellow, but your kid never said Lello. No, he said Ijinj. Ijinj Tiggy. By the way, there is a redemption, Landon. 900, you're getting there. We should theoretically have another raffle soonish. Oh gosh. Okay, there is a redemption for grab a cat. Where I will go and grab one of the cats of your choice. They will only stay as long as they feel like staying, but I will go and get them. We have 3 of them. You saw Charlie, the orange one. And then we've got James, who is piebald, meaning he's mostly white with patches of tabby. Although I very strongly suspect in the places where he is not tabby, it's actually supposed to be Torby. Because that's what... Yo, it's raffle time! Exclamation mark join to win up to 5,000 try-its. Landon has tried 3 times so far, and so far RNGesus has not been on their side. Bobtail cat named Boots. That is a very nice name. Where was I? So yeah, James is piebald tabby, so he's mostly white, but where he's not white, his patches are tabby. But I say there's really supposed to be Torby because his sister Lily is a Torby, so she's mostly tabby, stripy. Landon wins 5,000 try-its, with which he can make me do almost anything on the menu. Now, I did forget to point out that the redemptions only do the things that they're supposed to do on screen if you redeem them in the chat. If you go over to the website on Stream Elements and buy them there, I'm not going to know about it. I have no idea that it happened. There's no notification. Come on, Charlie. Come on, little man. Nobody has to redeem Grab a Cat right now. Come on. There we go. Here's Charlie. Exclamation mark kitty to count how many times the cats have invaded the stream. Hi, Charlie. Hi, little man. There we go. So that's just the number of times they've actually been counted as showing up. And actually, I used to reset that at the beginning of each stream, but now I just leave it for a total. You gonna hang out right there, bud? Just be just in the frame? That's fine. So yeah, we've got Charlie, James I described, and then Lily, who is mostly stripy, but then has patches of the tortoiseshell pattern. And so they call that a tortoiseshell tabby or a Torby. And supposedly they're real jerks. She's not really. She's more of a scaredy cat. The only one she's a jerk to is Charlie. But that's only because he's a shit to her. He antagonizes and chases and bats at and plays with her. Uh-oh. Somebody almost knocked down my speaker back there. Or maybe it was me. Okay. Has it been less than an hour since Ariel did the Bean Boozled? I don't have a way of checking that. I'm sorry, Landon. You don't get to do the Bean Boozled just yet. I used to do it a 24-hour cooldown, but I swear I changed it to just an hour. Bye, Charlie. Love you. I do need to think of some more redemptions. So if anybody has any ideas, one I had a long time ago, and I've never been sure how to implement it, is like a party command where it like plays rousing electronic music really loudly and like bass shakes the camera and there's emotes and light effects and whatnot. But I'm not a super creative person, which is why I do things like cross stitch, where it's literally making thousands of X's. That's the whole thing, based on somebody else's pattern. Okay, the music is not vibing with me again. Wait, that's the wrong. Where is my chill? There we go. That'll work. Hydrate. That was old, but I'm going to hydrate with diet soda. I know, Landon, you worked so hard for those points. Those try-its. We'll just have to get it next time. Let me triple check what the cooldown is. You redeem, shoot your shot. Did you do that on the website? Yeah, you got to do it in chat in order for it to show up. Hold on. So, which arm would you like me to shoot with? There it is. Got my paper ball. Sorry, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, I need to somehow add some kind of message on the site, not to redeem on the site, but I have to have it there for the description. Left? Okay. I think I've landed this once out of all the times I've tried, and I think it was with my right hand, but I'm not sure. Maybe I've landed it twice, but I'm pretty sure it would have been with my right hand. Okay. Oh, you said left. I gotta move the mic. Oh, it bounced off the rim. Oh. No, try. It's for you, Landon. Sorry. I just realized how literal your username is. All of the clangs from hitting the mic arm. Sorry. Lamau. I appreciate you sticking around, Landon. This is longer than most casual visitors stick around. So coming up Thursday, actually, you know what? I have not had any kind of look at gonna make me do a Peter Griffin impression one day. Oh, now, okay. Keep in mind, it's gonna be a bad impression. I'm not good at it, I promise. But I have watched enough Family Guy to sort of know what Peter sounds like. It's been many years, but like someone made me do Pee Wee Herman once. I never watched any Pee Wee Herman in my life. No idea what he sounds like. I did a leprechaun once. That wasn't too bad. I can sort of fake an Irish accent. I happened upon a streamer. So I was lurking Erilyn, who was here earlier. What was I saying? I was lurking her, and while I was gone doing something, can't remember what, she either raided or hosted to somebody, and I expect they raided or hosted over to this girl who was from Northern Ireland streaming. And, like, we think the Scots are hard to understand. I know this girl was speaking English, but I could pick out, like, 1 out of 10 words. I kid you not. I mean, it makes me feel bad to say it, but it was almost like she was speaking a different language. And now I kind of understand how there's like Mandarin Chinese and then Cantonese and then whatever the other dialects of Chinese are, you know? Okay, I'm just going to pop this through the other end over here because I don't... Oh, hold on. That's not going to work apparently. So what I'm doing here is I'm at the end of my thread. And so this is the end of where I was working, but I'm pulling the needle through over here. Let me see if I can fix the focus. Oops. There we go. I'm pulling the needle through over here, and I'm going to pull the thread all the way through with it so that it's sticking through here. And so now that's kind of held in place at that end so that when I start the new thread here in a second, as I continue stitching along this line, this is under the same line and it's just going to get anchored under those stitches. And when I get over to here, I'll pull it back through the other side and cut it off, which is why this is here also, because I kind of started this row because it was at the end of the thread. Oh, you know what? I'm kind of glad I stopped where I did because I need to check the pattern and make sure whether it's this row or the next one where I'm supposed to stop part way because there's a shadow. I got to look at the pattern, which you guys also get to see. Okay. Cross stitch patterns. Bulbasaur. So... oh, oh, okay. So, let's see. So I was looking here, thinking I was here, and that's not correct. Okay, so there's the shadow, and counting from this one, we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's my needle? From here up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it is the next row that I have to pay attention and stop here. So on these 2 rows, I need to stop, I think, like 1 or 2 stitches over this way for like 2 stitches each before I continue on for the rest of the row there. So I can just finish this row out completely, and then when I get down to here, I have to stop like here and then skip 2 and then go along. I don't want to forget that. All right, where's my thread? It's over on the floor. How many tries do you have, Era? 52,000. You could do an F-it redemption if you wanted to. Oh, okay. I already have one separated. Cool. I thought I had a noise gate on, but I guess it's... Okay, right. I'm only doing 2 on this one, not 4. I should have done 3 or 4 threads here, because if you look at this really closely, which I'm not really going to be able to show you with this camera because it won't focus that close, but if you look at this really closely, there are kind of gaps at the corners of each stitch where there's just not enough thread that I used in the stitches to cover all of the fabric as I go. And it's not really something I could have known unless somebody told me, but my cross-stitch instructor was Paige, and she's got just about as much experience doing this as I do. I've gotten fairly good at threading needles. So what I'm going to do here, and I've explained this before, and so if it's boring, let me know. I'm going to do what's called a loop start, where Charlie attacked one of the toy mice here, where what I've done is I had one strand, I folded it in half, and I put the 2 ends together through the eye of the needle. And so at this end, it's a loop. Okay. So when I do my first half stitch here, I'm going to come up, out, and then back in. And then on the back, I'm going to pass my needle through that loop created by folding the string in half. And when I pull that tight, that's just going to be tight there on the fabric. And so I don't have to tie any knots. I don't have to like bury the end of the string under the next couple of stitches. I don't have to like hold anything in place in order to bury anything under the next couple of stitches. When I first found out about this, it was a godsend, especially for these larger sections, this giant section of the same color. Now, I do have another project I've been working on while procrastinating this one, and then now I'm procrastinating that one. With derpy Pokemon, it's the same 4 starter Pokemon that my original goal was to do at this size, but they look idiotic. They're making the dumbest faces, and they're only about 2 inches tall, not 12. So they all fit in like a 6-inch or whatever circle, versus the whole thing does not fit in this 10-inch circle. Hoop, guess you call it. So everybody missed my rant at the beginning about OBS, the new version of OBS Studio, version 28. Super, super unstable. And Johnny, if you're lurking out there, I figured out why it was telling me my NVENC encoder wasn't getting started. Something about the video driver not being up to date. That was, I don't know why it gave me that error, because that was nothing to do with it. Had nothing to do with it. It was because the Stream Effects plugin had not carried over to the rollback to version 27.2 or 4 or whatever it is. Hold on. Oh, it's both of those, 27.2.4. So I reinstalled Stream Effects and the stream started. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Ah, hey, you can see the Bulbasaur image over my shoulder. Okay, so now I'm like 1 stitch away from where I pulled the old string through here, so I'm going to pull it back through just to avoid the confusion, and then just keep going. And if it doesn't all get laid flat, caught under the next few stitches, no big deal, because, oops, I'll just snip it off. Oh, I must have hit F12. My bad. Or F10, I think, opens up the console there. The inspector. I used to have to know that when I was studying web programming. I did that for close to a year after I lost my job. And then I set myself a project. It's my own fault. I set myself a project to try to replicate and then fix some of the problems we were having at the job I lost in the system that we were using for gathering information and then basically using that information for data entry. I was trying to do that with JavaScript and some different frameworks and whatnot. And I got to a point where I was trying to do some nested stuff visually. And the way JavaScript works does not lend itself natively to being possible to do that. And I would have had to completely start over and try a completely different direction on something that I had spent weeks trying to figure out. Once I figured out that it was not possible to do it the way I was trying to do it. And at that point, I more or less gave up. And then recently I saw a headline that the creator of JavaScript, which is like the de facto web interactivity language for web pages, he says the best thing we can do for JavaScript is retire it. And probably right. JavaScript is a hot mess. Everybody who has ever worked with any other programming language who also works with JavaScript says JavaScript is like the devil. And JavaScript has nothing to do with the world's most popular programming language, Java. They're not related in the slightest, nothing like each other. JavaScript was only named that to play on the name of Java for the popularity for it to get traction and start being used when it was created. It was a marketing name. It has nothing at all to do with Java. Completely different styles of programming languages. And so he said the best thing they can do with JavaScript is just to retire it because it's not awesome. But I think about that and I'm just like, what else would we use? Like, JavaScript is the standard. How do you change a standard that big on billions and billions of sites? That's not for me to figure out. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Here comes Charlie again. You gonna hop up here, buddy? You're welcome to come up. I'm just not gonna like invite you up. No, he's just prowling around. Entirely the same, 100% mutually compatible, no probably at all. It's a joy to code in, you're being sarcastic. Errant Knight probably knows even more about why JavaScript sucks than I do. Errant Knight, do you code for a living? Can you actually see this? No, I'm not holding it in a good position. I'm sorry. Yeah, Errant Knight, even if you hadn't said you were being sarcastic, I know you were being sarcastic just because nobody feels that way about JavaScript. Nobody. You're in software, but these days you're management more than coding. You were an automated test coder for a bit. So you were using better languages. In fact, I've heard some people say that JavaScript isn't strictly a programming language. It's a scripting language. And technically, by the definitions of those, that is correct. So JavaScript really is not really made for what it's been used for. I almost want to ask what language or languages you use, but then when you get into that question, you get into what your whole infrastructure is like, and I just don't know enough about it to sound intelligent talking about it, except for understanding that I don't know. I'm at the point where, like, the more you know, the more you understand you don't know. At one point, you were using JavaScript, JScript, which is Microsoft's flavor of JavaScript. Didn't even know that was a thing. Kind of makes sense that Microsoft would do something like that. Also, C# for .NET. Okay. At least I know it's C# and not C# or C#. I learned some Visual Basic when I was in college, and I actually used that at the job I was working at the time. And I think it really helped them out. And then never used it again. I was visiting at one point and looked back at the code, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. And actually, the problem that they were having that they asked me to solve wasn't with the code. It was with their file structure that they did not keep in the same fashion as I had told them to keep it for that Visual Basic program. It was not flexible. So I just had to put things back where they were when I made the program, which was like 6 years prior. And then for a while, after I lost my job, I studied like a MERN stack, which would be MongoDB, Express. No, not MERN. You know what? I did not actually even look at a real front-end framework. I didn't learn Angular or React. I was just doing vanilla JavaScript on the front end. I did use Twitter Bootstrap, but good times, good times. Oh, that's what's happening there. It's the old thread causing fraying issues, or what looks like fraying. Poofs coming through the front. We're doing Angular right now, but you're not really involved. Right, because you're managing. You're more Excel? Right, because you're like analyzing stuff rather than actually making things. So yeah, I was using MongoDB, Express, what is it called? I didn't have a front end framework I was working with. And then what is the end part of that? Node, which the guy who developed Node, right as I was sort of in the middle of getting to where I understood Node, he made Deno, which is very similar, but according to him and everybody else, better. Is it impersonation or impression? Oh, impersonate. Okay. More cowbell. For some reason, when I hear the word impersonate or impression, I think of Christopher Walken. No idea. Erilyn is wanting me to, what's the word? Do an impersonation of Peter Griffin. I'm going to mute the computer sound so that I can listen to Peter Griffin really quickly and get a refresher on what he sounds like. Let's see. Peter Griffin introduction. No, I don't want the intro to the show. There was an episode where Peter was trying to pass himself off. There you go. Which episode has Peter trying to give out a false name by looking at stuff around him, but inadvertently gives his actual name? Peter Griffin. Yeah, the thin white line. Okay. Okay, sure. Let's watch this one where Brian's saying goodbye. Oh, right. That's typical Stewie. Okay, Peter didn't actually speak much there. Okay, hold on. Funniest moments. I just need a refresher of what he sounds like. Okay. Okay. This is going to be bad. Hey, Google, 60 seconds on the clock.
Sure, 1 minute, and we're starting now.
Okay, everybody. This is already going very badly. He's from somewhere around Boston, I think. Something like that. He's also a terrible person. I did not know about the hairless twin. I'm going into Irish. I really don't know how to impersonate Peter Griffin. Maybe I should take that off. Bulbasaur. I'm just going to go with Bostonian. Bulbasaur is a grass type Pokemon. And I cannot see. Oh, I got rid of my paper. Park the car in Harvard Yard. That is pretty close to Peter. Ah, crap. Stop. Oh, okay. I'm getting it from my phone too. Okay. You unboxed your new keyboard and you're having so much fun playing with it. Hold on. Let me get this needle put in here and then I can look at that. The keys are so soft and quiet, and it has light, a bajillion light settings. No orange setting, though. There is cyan. You should be able to make orange. Erilyn, I'm sorry I did such a terrible Peter Griffin impression. I'm sorry. You should be able to make... If it's RGB, you should be able to make orange. How do you make orange in RGB? How do you make orange in RGB? Yellow and red, no orange. Combining equal parts yellow and red will result in a true orange, but adding slightly more yellow will lighten the mixture to reach bright orange's vivid hue. In RGB color space, bright orange is 100% red, 67.4% green, and 0% blue. Yeah, Zap, if you... So, there you go, 2551400. If you can put in numbers for your color settings anywhere in the software... yeah, the Zap! Errant Knight is excited to see you. So yeah, if you can put in numbers like RGB numbers somewhere in the software, 2551400 is the RGB code for orange. And then in hex, it would be FF 9900. Yo, it's raffle time. Hey, Landon, it's your opportunity to win some more. What's it called? It was more for Landon? Oh, because he was trying to do that. Okay. Exclamation mark join to win up to 5,000 tryouts with which you can make me do very bad impressions of people. I should have a list of impressions that I can do somewhere. Didn't see your comment about Midgard until way after the fact, like 4 a.m. I'm guessing this was on Discord or something. Who wins? Errant and Gemstar each win 2,500 tryouts. Erilyn, I'm so glad you're here. I know you prioritize your time with your boyfriend, and that is so cool, and it makes me really happy that you're spending some time here. You probably actually kind of got sick of him playing D&D and being too quiet. Ended up watching The Shining instead because you'd never seen it. I ought to watch that sometime. I know it's kind of scary. Is that the one with what's his name? The smashing the axe through the door. Here's Johnny. What's his name? Boyfriend's waiting to pick up food now. The Shining is not scary? Why did I think it was scary? What's it about? What kind of food, Erilyn? We got kind of subpar Chinese food on Friday. Oh, it is Jack Nicholson. Okay. It's not scary? Oh, hey, Chinese for you also. I hope it's better than our Chinese. How is The Shining not scary? I've heard it talked about as a scary movie. It's scary, but not much by today's standards. Look, I don't watch today's scary movies. So old school scary movies are probably plenty scary to me. I remember being like 13-ish or something. So it's supposed to be suspenseful, but it was made a long time ago, so less scary. Yeah, probably with the effects that they had and just the audience they were playing to. I was like 13 or something, and I watched a movie called White Noise, which was like a crappy horror movie, where basically demons hide in the white noise in the radio and the TV and whatnot, more or less, I think is the gist of it. And it freaked me out so bad that for like a week later, I was jumpy at shadows. And we were at the grocery store one time, and it was a windy day, and a grocery bag flew overhead in the wind, and I saw the shadow on the ground, and I freaked out. Poor 13-year-old Robert. I really don't remember much about the movie anymore. That was literally 20 years ago. Good God. I don't like aging. I don't like getting older. It's scary thinking about having less life ahead of you. I'm pretty sure I still have more life ahead of me than behind, but it's scary thinking about when that's not the case. Also, I think my hair is thinning. Although it's better than the boyfriend of one of my stepsisters, former stepsisters, who was like almost completely bald, had the whole horseshoe thing going on at 23. Pulling the cat hair out of here. Wait 10 years, it's worse. Jem, I hardly believe that you are older than 40. It's very hard for me to believe that. Errant Knight might not, what? Oh, might not have more years ahead than behind. I don't know. I have no idea how old you are, my man. Or at least I think that's what you mean. Okay. So Errant Knight is theoretically middle-aged. Turned 42 Friday. So, did anybody read The Inferno by Dante? The Divine Comedy? I'm sure a lot of people read it in high school. That's when I read it. The given lifespan of most women in my family, you might not be quite halfway yet. Women statistically do tend to live longer than men. I don't know how much of that is related to just the more reckless way that men live, or the fact that they're more likely to serve in the military or things like that. But statistically, women live longer. You've read it, but it's been years since you read The Divine Comedy. I'll get to what you said in a minute, Era. So the Divine Comedy is set when Dante was midway through his allotted whatever number and years, which at the time, the average life expectancy was something like 70. So he was something like 35 in the setting of the poem, book, play, whatever. So we've come a long way since then, was the point of that. Era watched Poltergeist when you were 6. I watched like Chucky or something when I was like 7 or 8. The one where she gets sucked into a closet where the doors are all mirrors, and then slept in the middle bedroom at your grandparents where one wall is closet doors and they were all mirrored. Oh, that's fun. So, that's a scary thought. I did have a mild phobia of mirrors because of the Bloody Mary story, which I heard around the same time as having watched Chucky with my step siblings. I don't know why anybody allowed children as young as we were. None of us were older than like 16. What was I saying? So yeah, I heard about Bloody Mary about the same time I watched Chucky, and so we had a mirror on the outside of our closet door, and so I was scared of that for a little while. But I'm very good at suppressing things I don't want to think about. You don't know when you're going to die because one side of your family has longevity and the other doesn't. So that means you might be like average. Average lifespan right now in the US for women is, let's look that up. $78.79 years. Stay. Oops. These stitches are so uneven. Although that might be combined. It doesn't specifically say female. Oh, people live longer in the UK. But not in India. Kinda not surprising. Dad died at 54. Most of the people on your mom's side died in their late 90s. Why is there a O in your there? Because O and I are right next to each other. Yeah, my grandparents are on my dad's side. I don't know anything about my mom's side. On my dad's side, my grandpa is 85 this December. Yes? Yeah, and then my grandma will be 80 in July. My mom's mom is still alive, but I have no idea how old she is. I don't really have contact with her. She's Jewish by faith. I don't think by descent. Or at least she was when I was growing up. We called her Bubby. Your grandma died at 89 and your mom is in her 70s. My parents are exactly 20 years older than me. I think about when I was 20. The greatest thing that happened to me and my brother was being raised by my dad's parents. And when I was 20, I didn't have gambling or substance abuse addictions or serious mental health problems. Now, I may have had some mental health problems, but not like a mood disorder. Wow, yeah, your dad's side of the family. What did they do, though? Okay. They say statistically, you're more likely to be killed by a cow than by a shark. And we were in Mississippi, so that's a huge accomplishment. Now, we didn't move to Mississippi until like 3 days before I turned 17. But yes, also still a huge accomplishment. Your grandma's mom was 93 when she died, and her sister was 99. Your grandma would have made it past 86 if she hadn't had cancer. That's where my grandma's mom died, was in her 80s because she got ovarian cancer. Yes. And then another great grandma from, I don't remember which direction, was like 104, 3, something like that. So a thing about statistically more likely this, that, or the other. You're more likely to be killed by a cow than by a shark. Statistically, across the entire population, that's true. However, if you spend a lot of time in the ocean, that probability goes up of being killed by a shark, especially if you spend time in the ocean near sharks. So that you have to take statistics and things with a grain of salt. So the reason I say that is to ask what Erlen's father's family did. Did they like work really, really hard for a really long time and not take care of their bodies? Because having a worn out body will help you. Your dad's side were all alcoholics and they died of diabetes and heart disease. See, that's not so much a genetics longevity thing. That's lifestyle. So yeah, you got to take statistics with a grain of salt. Okay, so I tweeted something about this the other day. You know how they say 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Oral-B or Crest or whichever, blah, blah, blah. I've seen memes. They were all mean old bastards. Yeah, that's most of my grandpa's side of the family is what I understand. I didn't meet any of them. They were all gone before I was conscious. But like, so 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Crest or whatever. It's not that they asked 10 dentists, would you recommend this toothpaste? And 9 of them said, yeah. And the other one said, no. It's more, they asked 1,000 dentists and 900 of them recommended Crest and 100 of them recommended Colgate to their clients, to their patients. It's not saying, no, I don't like Crest, that last person. It's, this is what I recommend instead. Okay. So this is the row. Where is the dang hole? Come on now. There it is. This is the row where I need to pay attention to stop here, I think it is. Or maybe the next one. And most of those 900 were probably like, yeah, sure, Crest will work as long as they're brushing. Right. Like, they could brush with, you know, ash out of the fireplace. If they're brushing. You hate all toothpaste because it hurts your mouth. I wonder what it is about toothpaste that hurts your mouth. Have you looked into toothpaste that doesn't have, like, baking soda in it? Or maybe charcoal-based ones? Or, I don't know. I'm sure you've asked about it. You don't know, but you're allergic to the sun. So, yeah, I'd be willing to bet it's maybe something to do with the mint, the menthol, something like that. So maybe children's toothpaste? I know that's, I don't mean to sound, what's the word? Patronizing. But maybe children's toothpaste would be, hey, Erilyn, I'm going to obey the bot. I'm apparently dehydrated because I'm thirsty. Sorry, Erilyn. Yeah, of course you obeyed the bot. Don't you like my passive-aggressive sarcastic bot, though? Okay, so I do need to look at the pattern here. I gotta go back to Google Drive. Why am I in caps? Where's the PDF? I need the PDF. There it is. I can zoom better on this. Okay, so that's this one, and it is 2 rows above here. So I'm going 1, 2 past where this row ends. Okay. You set yours for every 15 minutes? Yeah. Because a mouthful of water every 15 minutes will keep you more hydrated than drinking a whole liter 2 times a day. Yeah. I don't know. I drink a liter over about an hour at the gym, and then probably half a liter across the rest of the day. You like the reminder of being... Blah, 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 blah. You like the idea of being reminded to drink every 15 minutes. Now, depending on your habits and your headspace about things fading in the background, that would be the kind of thing to me where I stop noticing it, stop paying attention to it because it becomes part of the background. Come on now. See, Jem, you could do the bot to do that when you're streaming. If you ever streamed. I understand you have responsibilities. Children especially. Are they back at school yet? If it turns into a habit, you'll need the reminder less and less. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I caught this other thread that I pulled through from when I was working up from underneath the mouth. So, Erilyn, she does have her NetBot reminder to drink, but you don't always follow it, yeah. So, Erilyn, I have heard the same thing. Not always entirely correct. It can actually take up to 60 days to really cement a habit. You can start getting into the habit around 21, 28 days. Yeah, if the pressure is less and you're just doing a mouthful rather than like 10 mouthfuls or something. But to really cement the habit, it's closer to 60 days. There's a book by the co-founders of Keller Williams Realty that I used to work for. I was not a real estate agent. I worked in the office, called The One Thing. And I missed the countdown. The camera will only stay in live view mode for 30 minutes at a time. I've never actually timed it. I think it's 30 minutes. Anyway, they looked at some more recent studies about habit building, and it really is closer to 60 days to really keep the habit. Okay, so I've got 2 more stitches before I skip 2 or come backward. Which one do I want to do? I think I'll skip 2 and just continue along the row. Yeah, it does have to be consistent. Yes. Consistency is key in a lot of things. Okay, so skip 1, skip 2, come out here. So now I've got a 2 stitch gap where this shadow under Bulbasaur's, you can't really see it. That's not right. This shadow under Bulbasaur's chin, I'm skipping this top row of it. Okay. All right. And then I am going to go ahead and finish off this thread. Getting to the end of that. There's my bag of thread over here. I need to cut some more and separate out individual strands because I don't see any more already in here. Where's my cutter? Oh, it's actually Paige's cutter. Doing a good job? Like, it would be really, really difficult to do a bad job at this. Come on, unwind. Yeah, that's good. It takes concentration. I guess it does. But I guess depending on the person, that's not actually super difficult. I unwind it about as long as my arm, because I'm folding it in half. And so that gives me about the length of half of my arm, which is about as far as you can really pull, because you're holding here. And so you're just extending your arm. So that's about as far as you can get it, unless you want to be like this. You have to change the thread more often, but it also, if with a longer thread, it contributes to more knots. Oh, what happened? I hit buttons. That's why I like crochet and knitting. Once you get used to the stitch, you don't really have to pay attention. I mean, that's more or less the case with these giant areas of color. I have to watch out for a few places where I have another color that's coming in, but yeah, I guess crochet and other kinds of needlework, you're just going along the one, not thread, yarn. What do you even call it? Yeah, you don't even have to look at it. That's true. Cross stitch, you really do have to look at it. Okay, so there are 6 strands. Okay. All right, finally. $11,500, 2.5 hours left on your shift. So you may get over like 15. Gemstar still has to look at her crochet. I've never crocheted in my life, so I have no idea what it's like. I just myself typically don't like the look of yarn products. I suppose chunkier would be better, versus the way that smaller stitches in crochet or knitting look to me. They've just never appealed to me. Okay, actually, really, I should have made that longer. Oh well. K-stitches are autopilot. I have no idea what a K-stitch is. On and off with the crochet. Yeah, that's about how this has gone. On and off for like 5 years. Very much off. Another loop start. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last one I had was longer. I'm sorry you guys keep hearing the sounds of hitting the cable to my headphones. That's how I'm having to monitor right now. Ah! I came up in the wrong spot. I came up back where I had skipped previously. Okay, back through that hole. No harm done. Am I doing a stitch along? No. Like I said, I've been working on this for about 5.5 years. This is just something, I kind of forget where the inspiration came from. The only people who crochet all the time are the ones who make it into a career. It's really hard to have a career with handicrafts. Really, really hard. What am I saying? So I don't exactly remember where the inspiration for doing the cross stitch came along. It was at a time where I was looking for a hobby where is the next Pokemon going to be one of the small patterns? So once I finish this explanation, I'll go grab the other piece I'm working on with the derpy Pokemon. I wasn't gonna show it on stream. I was gonna wait until it was done, but it's like 60% done. Gem, that was really fat fingered. The point. Where I've known that. Okay, anyway, I was at a point where I was looking for a hobby that would have a physical result rather than like playing video games. I played a lot of video games at the time, and I really had nothing to show for the time and effort that I was. Yes, Pinky, that's right. I really had nothing to show for the time and the effort that I was putting into the video game, except for, progress in the save file. I didn't have anything I could look at or hold or anything, and I couldn't show it to anybody, and nobody would understand the time that went into it and whatnot. Nerf! Yes! No, I remember Point. What was I saying? So I was looking for a hobby to have a result. I tried chainmail jewelry, kinda. It hurt my hands so much. Zort. I don't remember Zort. Are you pondering what I'm pondering, Pinky? I think so, Brain. And then he'd go off as something completely random. So I tried chainmail jewelry for a while. It just hurt my hands too much. Yeah, I got the tools, the what's it called? The silicone tipped pliers and everything, and it hurt. I was not enjoying it, so I gave up on that. And I almost guarantee it was Paige that suggested cross stitch. But how are we supposed to get the Spice Girls into the paella? Yes. That's the kind of thing that Pinky would say. I'm pretty sure Paige is the one that suggested cross stitch, because I would not have thought of it. And I said, what would I even cross stitch? And then somehow I made the connection that cross stitch is more or less pixel art. And then made the jump to Pokemon are pixels. And so I wanted to do the Pokemon. And my mistake was how big I wanted to do the Pokemon. This is a 12-inch pattern. It's a lot of stitching. Yeah, Brain, but what are we going to do to find... where are we going to find rubber pants our size? Yes. All yarn crafts are basically pixel art. Kinda. Yeah, each stitch is a pixel. Oh, that's right. I started a new thread. I was expecting that to be shorter. It looks like... No, I guess not. They all have grids as patterns, so yeah. Yeah. I read it described as analog pixel art in the cross-stitch subreddit the other day. Or no, acoustic, not analog, acoustic pixel art. And they're not wrong. And I've also seen a tweet or a meme or whatever about how collecting and buying craft supplies and actually using them are two separate hobbies. And around about the way this discussion reminded you that you need to put together an online portfolio of some of your digital art stuff. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Errant Night, I did a portfolio site. In fact, I think it's still live. It's crappy. The collecting and using being different hobbies, yeah. I did have to renew the domain like last year or something. Okay, it's not working. Okay, so my Heroku is not working right. Raffle time! Exclamation mark joins, win up to 5,000 try-its. Landon, here's another chance for you. Oh, what did I name it? Who wins? Gemstar wins 5,000 try-its. You also have like 8 works in progress. Yeah. I only have 2 currently. I know that I would never, ever get one done if I had more than that. In fact, this is not certain to become done. What did I name that? Let's see. It's not worth looking at right now. Okay, where's my paper? Oh, I said I was going to go get that other Pokemon Cross Stitch. Let me get this parked there. I will be... A few months ago, you went to Joann's to get interfacing. Walked out with the silicone candy mold with succulent shapes, air dry clay because you don't want to bake Sculpey in the same oven you use for food. A thread spool rack, which you had been meaning to get forever, and they happen to be on sale, and a bunch of Halloween fabric because you were already out. Silicone, okay. You don't want to bake sculptures in the same oven you use for food? Why not? Food and Doctor Who? People still watch Doctor Who? I mean, I guess. Is, what's her name still the Doctor? Have they moved on to a new one? What is her name? I was super excited when she became the Doctor and I wanted to watch it, but then we kind of fell out of watching our Doctor Who. We had like a season and a half left of Capaldi, I think. And yeah, we just fell off of it. I read that the clay can release chemicals or something. You just don't want to deal with that in a food oven. True. Valid. Especially with other things already going on with your health system. Okay. Let me go grab that other cross stitch real quick for Erilyn so she can see it before she goes to Doctor Who. Ah. Alrighty. You can sort of see it where it is. Jodie Whittaker, that's her. So, this is the other Pokemon project. Look at their dorky fucking faces. They're going to be replacing her with Nikuti Gatwa. I think I read something about that, and people were upset about her being black. So yeah, this is the current one. Pikachu is like 60% done. I just really need to finish out this color of yellow. And then we'll move on to Charmander, who's my favorite because of its stupid mouth. That way. Yeah. So that's the other projects I'm working on. Okay. Oh, I must have scrolled down instead of zooming. Okay. I think people need to get off it and have the only actual requirement as from the UK area. Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? The Doctor isn't even human, technically. I'm sure people freaked out when they cast Jodie as a woman, but at least she's white. Also, maybe someday a ginger. I've always wanted to be ginger. Was 11 a ginger? No. I think multiple times now the Doctor has lamented the fact that they were not ginger. Come on out. Although there was precedent for the Doctor potentially being female because the Master was female. You know they want to be, but you stopped watching during 10, so you're not up on things. Oh, okay. Actually, I can't actually remember. Anyway. Errant Knight really wanted them to do a ginger woman for the first female Doctor, and then the Doctor they regenerated, they flip out, and you think it's because they're a woman, and it's actually because they're finally a ginger. That would have been very on brand. Very on brand. That would have been so on brand and so perfect. Missed opportunity. Yeah. Errant's for Doctor Who showrunner. I think that would make you the producer, I think is what that position is. Oh. Gotta remember to turn up the desktop volume in case I do want to show something else. Oh, you know what? I do want to show something else. Oh, but I haven't been playing the audio. What time is it? Oh, it's not even 10. Let's see. I started at 7. Right before that, I put some drinks in the fridge. You think they're cool now? It's not quite 3 hours. Let's Google how long does it take to... A lukewarm can of soda placed in a refrigerator can take about 45 minutes to chill. On the other hand, a lukewarm can of soda placed in a bowl of ice, water, and table salt can take less than 5 minutes. Don't have ice laying around. Wrap your can or bottle in a wet paper towel and place it in the freezer for 20 minutes. I knew those things. I didn't know that it only took 45 minutes to chill from room temp. Ah. Well, at least I know how to quickly turn it back on now. Got used to doing that. Wait, is that... It is, okay. I lost my paper. Well, then I guess I'll grab one of those drinks. It was really fun having a bunch of people in chat. That's why I became a streamer, or why I continue being a streamer, so that someday I'll have lots of people in chat the whole time. Clang. I need to change that to have the short link to my YouTube channel. I did like a bit.ly or something. Anyway. Those don't actually feel that cold. Now, those were 16-ounce cans I touched. Not actually cool. Okay. So next stream, I've got 5 options for drinks to try. One of which is a beer with pickle juice in it. Pickle brine. One is a Crown Peach canned cocktail thing. One is Delirium Red, which I can't imagine is too different from other Delirium beers I've tried. And I don't remember what the other 2 are. But I am looking forward to trying them. Okay. The gridding is really obvious over my shoulder. Okay, so let me see if I can pull that poofiness back through here. Yes. Question mark. Okay. That's better. So the other game that I could have tried on Thursday, there were two games. One was The Spirit of the North, and one was The Captain. The Captain in the preview gave off serious Star Trek vibes, like the Next Generation vibes. It was not really like that. It was more of a point and click adventure. As far as I got before the damn stream crashed. It was only like 20 minutes in or something. Maybe 30. But the other game, the Spirit of the North one, I've actually already played. It was another free one a long time ago on Epic. And actually, one of the games I did look at this week, one of the games this week is Ark Survival Evolved. I've played plenty of that on stream. So I'm going to have to try the other one. And I don't remember what the other one is. I just remember seeing that Ark was one of the ones coming up. But the Spirit of the North one, I tried, and it was basically you're a fox running through this guy's subconscious, basically, which is like low poly Alaska, kind of. I don't know how to describe it. It's like more or less set in Alaska, but it's like a cartoony version of it. And it's a kind of a therapy session for this guy because you collect these mementos and you come across these locations, and he talks about his past and about his dad who recently died and his relationship with his dad and how he was a total dick. Not his dad, him, the character, was a total dick to his dad when he was younger. Like a teenager, and it's been 5 or 10 years or something, if I remember correctly, since he's seen his dad. And they had a falling out last time they met because something to do with his like education or his future. And so, you know, he didn't get to be there with his dad near the end of his life, and I guess his dad died young. And so it's basically this therapy session with himself and his girlfriend. She is voiced also. And it was okay. It was nice and playable. Simple puzzles, simple navigation. It was fairly relaxing. I had two main problems with it, though. One was that the audio sounds about like I sound right now. It was very wet voices, meaning you could hear the mouth sounds that they were making. You could hear their lips and their tongues moving as they spoke, which in something that professional put out into the world shouldn't really be a thing. And because of that, I looked up, why is that a thing? Because I kind of noticed it in myself, and it's because you're dehydrated. So, Erilyn, there is additional purpose for staying hydrated besides the fact that it's just good for you. Speaking of which, let's have some have some water. And I actually made a short about it. It's on YouTube. About how you can fix that. And basically it's drink water. But you can't just do it like 5 minutes before your voice recording take. You have to have been hydrated for a couple of hours prior to it in order for your mouth not to be dry enough for your saliva to thicken and make all those noises. So it's not really a quick fix, but it is the only fix for the wet mouth sounds. So that was the one thing I had wrong with it. Sorry, I'm not holding this where you guys can see. The other problem I had with it was that by the end of it, it got really like new agey preachy. I can't remember specifics, but why exactly did it feel new agey preachy? I can't remember. It's been over a year since I played it. I guess you could watch the review video. It's on YouTube, which was just linked there in the chat. You can just skip to the end of it. It's near the end that I talk about it getting preachy. don't remember. I wish I could remember. But it's been a while. I've played a lot of things since then, and things I've enjoyed better and worse. So it doesn't really stand out that much. Not that there's really anything wrong with being new agey. It's just because it was preachy. Reminds me of a book I read once. I can't remember what it was called now. I didn't even finish it because it essentially turned into like Wiccan propaganda, more or less. Pro-Wiccan propaganda. The premise was that magic got released into the world, and most of the reaction was bad for people who weren't compatible with it. They all got sick and died horribly. But the ones who didn't either became like witches or fairies or whatever other kind of, fae races. And it centers around this girl and her boyfriend. I say girl, woman, like mid-late 20s woman and her boyfriend, who were like seriously practicing Wiccans before all the magic, and he had enough magic power to like light a candle from across the room. Sorry. And the whole world goes to shit because everybody's dying because of this disease that nobody can cure because it's magical. And so she and her boyfriend flee. I think they were living in New York. So they flee out to the country, and turns out she's pregnant. And there's a situation with main character guy's brother who becomes evil. And then it turns out the baby that she's carrying is like the chosen one. I think it's... No, that's not what it's called. And it becomes very preachy toward their Wiccan beliefs against all the, evil magic and her bearing the chosen one and all of that. So I gave it up. No, this is dumb. I did not pick this book up to be preached to. Oops. I think I may go ahead and call it quits at 10. That is 8 minutes away. It's a good 3-hour stream. I didn't actually try any games, so my backlog will continue to be the same size, actually, because I'm only getting one new game this week. The stream was stable, though. The stream has not crashed. My computer has not crashed. So I'm going to stick with the old version 27 for at least 1 or 2 more updates. Lurking during your stream? I didn't know you were streaming. Nah. All I can see is Dethroned Deity. I don't see you live. Nevermore. You were streaming. So you're not streaming currently? Okay. I appreciate you lurking. Dude, Dreamlight Valley. I stream it all you want. I like watching it. I wish I could play it. I can't afford it right now. I was talking earlier about how Paige and I have our separate fund money each month that we can spend on whatever we want, and the other one can't say anything about it. I could save up my fund money and spend, $500 on Taco Bell in a day if I felt like it. And Paige can say anything about it because Game Pass, right? But Paige couldn't say anything about it because my fund money. It's not coming out of our joint expenditure for groceries and things like that. It's literally whatever the hell I want to spend it on. And I saved up about $1,000, and then we're basically having me pay back about an additional $1,000 for my computer, which I really needed for streaming because my other setup just was not keeping up. I could barely do anything while I was streaming besides just talk. And I know some streamers who deal with that, and it, uh, you know, I can identify that with that, and it makes me feel bad for them because, yeah, I know what that's like. And so I sort of got an advance, and so I am only getting a third of the fund money that I used to get. So the amount I'm able to spend on games and things is decreased. And I don't have Game Pass. That would, if I were to have a subscription like that, like Game Pass or like ESO Plus or PlayStation Network or anything like that, it would come out of fund money. So that would further decrease my liquid assets. I keep pulling this toward me. Oh, I'm getting to the end of this thread. This might be perfect timing. I might finish this one off, get it anchored under a loop start on a new thread, and then go ahead and end the stream. Won't be much longer. This is getting really short. I've been trying not to rest my elbows on the desk as I play and do things because I've been getting rough patches on my... Ah, crap. Okay. Looks like I'm switching a little early. I was hoping to get one more stitch and then pass it through, but I lost the end of the thread through it. Oops. All right. New thread. Can you see the back? It's not the prettiest, but it's not god-awful either. What you can see of it. Yeah. It's funny that you asked to see that. That's like one of the main things people want to see on the cross-stitch subreddit. It's like, what's the back look like? The only people that care are other stitchers. Because once it's displayed, nobody's going to see the back. Come on now. You missed my terrible Peter Griffin impression earlier. Somebody redeemed the impersonation thing out of the store. Where's my needle? There it is. And wanted me to do Peter Griffin. It was bad. The closest I got was kind of a Bostonian accent because they're from Massachusetts. Okay. Can I see Captain? I'm coming back this way, so this old thread needs to lay that way. Nope, this way. No, don't do that. Piece of crap. Probably going to zoom in on the dang PDF again. Okay. Let me do a couple of stitches just to get that laying, oops, the correct direction. I'm already almost getting knots. Okay. That's going to be good for now. So let's take a look at what the games are going to be on Thursday. There's my mouse. One of them is going to be Ark Survival Evolved, which I've streamed plenty of. So we'll look at whatever the other game is. It is Gloomhaven. I'm assuming it's one of those free-to-play MMO things. Whether you're drawn to Gloomhaven by the call of adventure or by an avid desire for gold glimmering in the dark, your fate will surely be the same. Gloomhaven, the digital adaptation of the acclaimed board game, mixes tactical RPG and dungeon crawling. Okay, so I was wrong. It was a board game originally. Is this a video? There's a play button on the thumbnail down there, but it's not actually playing. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay. So it's a turn-based strategy, tactical RPG. Okay. Everybody's got their hexagonal spaces. Wait. Erlen or Artsmon? Eric? Is this the game that Eric was trying, or that Erlen wanted him to try, or something like that? This name sounds familiar. So Eric, if you wanted to have it without having to pay for it, it's going to be free on Thursday. Which I haven't seen Eric this stream. I think it was Gloomhaven. I have a feeling I'm not going to love it. It's probably not a bad game. I'm just not going to love it just because it's not my style. Okay. I'm going to send him a message. Discord. Artsmon, where is he? There he is. Let's see. Okay, so I sent him the message there. So that's what we're going to be trying on Thursday. And then we've also still got three options, because I had the Vegemite on toast with butter. With the butter made a big difference. Thank you, Princess, for reminding me to do that. I did it after the fact. I put it on top of the Vegemite, but it turned out okay. It did make a big difference in the enjoyment. I don't know exactly why. I guess because it was much lighter savoriness to temper the really strong flavor of the Vegemite. But, so I've got three options for treats on Thursday, unless I go somewhere and see other new things. There's the garlic parmesan combos, which looks like garlic bread on the package. The chocolate peanut butter bugles, and then the cookies and cream stuffed, filled, whatever. Marshmallows. It's kind of like a fudge consistency inside the marshmallow, because I've had the chocolate filled ones, which were honestly really good. There's a lot of filling in there. I was expecting it to be just this little pearl in the middle or something, but no, it's like a quarter to a third full of the filling. So it turns out really well. I really want to roast one. I should be able to have a fire before too long. And so those are my three options. And then I've got different beers, one of which has like pickle juice in it. Curious about that one. So we'll be trying those on Thursday along with Gloomhaven. Thank you, everybody who showed up and hung out with me. Thank you, Landon, for coming back from a while ago. Landon was the inspiration for doing the Bulbasaur cross-stitch instead of playing a game. He asked about it near the beginning of the stream, and I was already sort of thinking about it that's why I plugged my camera battery in to charge before I got started. Thank you, Eric Knight, for seeing me off. Everybody have a great night. Stay hydrated, as Erilyn would say. I'm going to say don't do anything you don't want to explain to the paramedics. Happy Sunday. Everybody have a great week. I'll see you on Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. Central.